I've got to measure the width across here using this, and this to know exactly where it goes down the centre here. One down there and one down there. I don't know if you can see it from the have a look and see. Bring it closer and you can see. I want to put a line down here and a line down there. And I've put a router mark through that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to gouge that centre piece out with the router. Take the centre out. So I'm using this tool here, which is, you can roughly see that's where it is, but I've got to measure the distance with this, which is 96, about 96. So then I've got to put that 96 onto there, and I've got to measure the distance from 96 to here and from 0 to there to make it absolutely square. When I've got that, then what I'll do is I will measure, I will set this tool here on the router, set the bit for that edge to be against that line which goes along there, that edge, and this part here comes in and out. So when I've shifted this to where I want it, the distance, like there, say that's where I want it, I will shift that and tighten these things, and then I can pull it along and it will mark, but then I'll set it deeper so it cuts in. So I think that explains it. So I've got it clamped down here to stop this piece of wood moving. I've got it clamped here and clamped there. That's like a lock. And then down at this end I've got it clamped with another clamp down here. Clamp. And I'm going to sit on this, put my ear things on, and I'm going to cut down one side. Hopefully. That's one pass. I'll take all that stuff out of there and then shift the clamp so I can do the ends. That's how it works. I'll go down this side next, and then I'll do the centre part freehand. I thought I'd show you, this is how I do it freehand, just so you can see. I follow the grain, so I come down this way and then push back, and then I come down this side here to make it narrow so that I don't bump this wall with the blade. So I'll show you. Hold on. Hold on. All done. So that's the finished piece, all ready to put in there now. If you have a look down this end, you'll see some paint. Now I've got to just sand those off lightly, but I sprayed paint onto the piece where this goes into, just a bit of wet paint, and then I pushed this up, and wherever the paint touched, or wherever the wood touched, the paint was stuck to the wood. So you can see it's a good way to tell what's touching and what's not. So it's just touching a little bit there, and it's touching a wee bit there, so I'll just scuff that over. It's not bad, but that's how I did it. I'm quite pleased with that. Now I've just got to sand this down on this side, but you can see how the edges are, you can see it like that. You'll see it once it's all sanded and painted. But that's been a big job. So you can see I've got this piece of wood all cut. It's all up here ready. I've just got to trim that corner there to match that. I've just got it propped up in there at the moment, so you can see it. Right, so I'm going to show you some tricks with this. Now you see here, see how that there makes that, you set the gauge like this. Well, when you're wanting to match something like this, this tool here tells you what it's got to be. So what you do is you use this, tighten that. Now that there is the same as that, see? So you want to cut a curve on it. So what you do is you put this at the back like that. Tighten it, and that will cut a cut like this. Now you can use that inside a wall or anything where you want to put a curve. You can use it like this here if you want to. You can put it straight. You can make it straight, and then you can set your gauge to straight like that. Now say for instance you want to go that way, well it's not going to go because the thing's not, so you have to come around this side, which gets tricky a bit, because if you want to cut an angle this way and you want to cut an angle that way, you have to mark it like that across there, and then you have to come around. No, that one's alright that way, but if you wanted to go that way, to go on an angle, like that, you'd have to set it through there. So what you do is you get this thing, and you would mark that where that comes down to on there, and you put that like that, put that straight through there. You've got a mark on this side here, then you know where to put this, and you can put that through there. So you've got it going on an angle like that, and then we know that with this set right, with that set right, we know that if we cut through there, and we shift this to that side there, it will cut through there perfectly right. So now, see this tool here? I love this tool, it's really, really handy. Now, if you're wanting to make a cut, get that up out of the way. Now, if you want to make make a cut in some wood that goes, you put that in there and you can shove it, and that tells you how deep something's to be, like that. I think you can see that there. Now if we go this one, see it's different, so you put it to there. Now that means you can take that and you can put a mark like this here. It's a bit awkward. It's a bit awkward with the bar up, blade up. Wind it down, wind it down. And then, so as I was showing you, you put your pencil there like that, and you just go like that. Like that. Then say for instance you want to take an inch off it, or say go the thickness of that. So we make the thickness of that, and then what we do is we just go with this though again and go, it's pretty hard for me to hold it at the same time, go like that, and then just go all the way down. Then when you got that mark, once you got that mark on there, actually that's not going to work, I've got it in the wrong way, because hang on, we'll do it the other way. I'll do it this way, I'll show you this way. If I put a mark like this on the side here, so we've got that down to there, see? So what we do is we bring that blade up to there, see? You see, we do all the way up to there. Now that is how deep that cut will be if you cut through on the side here. So you can cut it, just go straight through, and it will cut it that deep. That is where this tool here is really, really marvellous. It's really good. You can just set it for all sorts of things. Now, the next thing I want to show you, this moves to move that way and that way. Now what I do is I use this as the means to tell how much I want it to go, where to set it. Now what I do is, if we put that there, we put that in there, what happens is that you have the thickness of the blade to contend with. So what I do is I always measure, I just add the thickness, just the thickness of the blade to my measurement, which is basically the lead of a pencil thick, just teeny weeny thickness. So what we do, we just push that to there, and we put that to there. Now if I wind it up, it'll be more accurate, because what it does is the distance between here and there becomes greater, which means it'll be more accurate when it's up high. So if I put that into there, that goes to there. And then we put that one into there like that. So